In recent months, a new wave of financial relief has been making headlines across the nation, with stimulus refunds hitting the pockets of Social Security recipients. But what's really happening behind the scenes? You might have heard about a potential $3,000 payout, and you're probably wondering, is this for real? The answer is yes, it is. And today, we're diving deep into the specifics of how this stimulus refund program is unfolding. For millions of Social Security recipients, this is not just a rumor, this could be a game changer. But don't rush to claim your check just yet. There's a lot more you need to know about eligibility, timing, and how this refund could impact your monthly income. With inflation on the rise and the cost of living climbing, many of you are feeling the pressure. The government's response is now crystal clear. Extra stimulus payments are on the way, and they could potentially mean up to $3,000 for qualified Social Security recipients. But here's the catch. This isn't a one-size-fits-all situation. Not everyone will get the full $3,000. The good news: there are clear criteria, and if you're eligible, these refunds will bring some much-needed relief to your wallet. Now, you might be asking, how can I qualify for this stimulus refund? What steps should you take to ensure you're not missing out on this financial boost? And what's the timeline for these payments to start arriving? We're breaking down all the critical details, the eligibility requirements, and how this program is shaping up to be a lifeline for those who need it most. By the end of this video, you'll have the real scoop on what's happening with these stimulus refunds and what steps you need to take to secure your share. No fluff, just real, honest answers. Stick around, because you'll want to be in the know when this crucial update hits your mailbox. If you're a Social Security recipient, you've probably noticed the rising tension around government payouts lately. From cost of living adjustments to stimulus checks, the conversation seems to be nonstop. But unlike previous years, this year the buzz is different. The talk isn't just about small, incremental changes or tax credits. It's about a big $3,000 stimulus refund that's set to hit your bank account soon. But before you start counting the money, let's unpack what's actually going on. First things first, why is this happening? To understand the full picture, we need to step back a bit. The pandemic left millions of Americans struggling to make ends meet, and the effects of that struggle are still lingering in households across the country. The economy has been trying to recover, but inflation has been relentless, making basic necessities like groceries, healthcare, and utilities harder to afford. Social Security recipients, many of whom are living on a fixed income, have felt this squeeze more than anyone else. The government knows this. That's why, in an unprecedented move, lawmakers have decided to address this gap by offering stimulus refunds specifically for Social Security recipients. This $3,000 payout could be a crucial lifeline, especially for seniors who are already finding it difficult to manage with the current rates of inflation. These refunds aren't just a handout, they are a direct response to the financial pressure that many Americans, particularly seniors, are facing. But the question is, who exactly qualifies for this stimulus refund? Is there some hidden catch? The eligibility is actually clearer than you might think, but it's still important to understand the fine print. To qualify for this refund, you need to be a Social Security recipient. The government is aiming these payments at those who are already on Social Security, and the refund will be based on specific income levels and eligibility criteria. For example, if you are receiving Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, or Supplemental Security Income, SSI, you might be eligible for the full $3,000 refund. But there are some additional requirements, like whether or not you are filing taxes, which could affect the total amount you receive. One of the big things to keep in mind is that this isn't a one-time payment. The government is trying to ease the long-term financial burden by providing recurring payments. While the $3,000 refund might be the headline, the overall financial relief program is designed to offer more consistent support to seniors. In a perfect world, The government will continue to offer similar payouts each year, but of course, it all depends on Congress and how the country's economic situation unfolds. You might be wondering, when is this money going to arrive? Well, this is where the timeline comes into play. The $3,000 refund isn't going to show up overnight. It's part of a phased rollout that will begin in the upcoming months. If you're currently receiving Social Security, keep an eye out for an official letter from the Social Security Administration, SSA. They'll provide the exact details on when you can expect the refund and how much you'll be receiving. Of course, like with any government program, the timeline could shift, so it's always a good idea to double-check with official channels for updates. Another key factor to consider is how these stimulus refunds will be distributed. Will you get a direct deposit or will it come in the form of a check? As of now, the SSA is planning to issue the refunds via direct deposit for those who have set up electronic payments with them. If you're one of the many who receive your Social Security payments through the traditional check method, you'll likely get the refund that way, too. The government is working to streamline the process to ensure that the money gets into the hands of those who need it most, as quickly as possible. For many seniors, this refund will be a welcome boost to their finances. But of course, it's not without its concerns. One of the biggest questions people are asking is how this money will be taxed. Thankfully, the IRS has confirmed that the stimulus refunds will not be taxable income. This means that the $3,000 payout will be entirely yours to spend as you see fit without worrying about deductions or tax season surprises. This is a huge relief, especially for those who are already worried about their tax liabilities. The government has specifically designed this stimulus to be tax-free to ensure that it provides the maximum benefit to those who need it most. So, how exactly should you spend this refund? Well, there's no right or wrong answer here. It really depends on your individual needs and priorities. For some, it may be the perfect opportunity to catch up on bills or cover the rising costs of essential goods like food and medications. For others, it might be a chance to invest in their health or improve their living situation. The best part is that this is your money, and you have the flexibility to decide how it's best used. But even with all these benefits, there are some important things to keep in mind. The economy is still in a state of flux, and while this stimulus refund is a step in the right direction, it's not going to solve every financial issue. Seniors, in particular, should continue to plan for their long-term financial security. That means staying on top of any changes to Social Security payments, budgeting wisely, and exploring additional ways to generate income if needed. For those who aren't receiving Social Security benefits yet, there's still hope on the horizon. The government is expected to continue introducing more initiatives to help seniors, and there's a growing conversation around expanding Social Security benefits in the coming years. While it's too early to tell exactly what those changes will look like, it's safe to say that lawmakers are aware of the challenges facing older Americans and are working towards better solutions. In the meantime, if you're a Social Security recipient and you're eligible for the $3,000 stimulus refund, the most important thing you can do is stay informed. Watch for official announcements, check your eligibility, and make sure your payment information is up to date. The last thing you want is for this much-needed financial relief to slip through your fingers because of a small oversight. The bottom line is that this $3,000 stimulus refund is more than just a financial boost. It's a signal that the government is paying attention to the needs of Social Security recipients and is actively working to improve your financial situation. While we can't predict exactly what the future holds, this is a good start. So, take a deep breath, stay informed, and get ready to make the most out of this incredible opportunity.